who saw me and who has a claim over me because I am a sinner. And this is me, the sinner. Please take him. He is taking him to go and kill for his sin. Now, this is Jesus, who was actually going about his father's business. He meets this man on the road and says, where are you taking him to? He said, he is a sinner, he needs to die. He said, okay, actually, because I love you, I am on my way to go and do my father's will. But something has to happen here. Come. Let me die your death. But what you will do for me is that you will go and live the life I was going to live. So when Paul said, I am crucified with Christ, nevertheless, I live. So the me, original me, is crucified with Christ. But the life I am living now is actually the life of Christ, who, because of the love he has for me, he gave himself for me. So the responsibility of this young man is that he has only one assignment. His original life has been terminated. The life of Christ was given for him. So he is now having to spend his days living the life that Christ would have lived if he was allowed to live. Please, are we making sense? So it's looking as if Jesus' life was cut short because of me. How old was Jesus when he died? Please, if we see an obituary after 3 years, will we celebrate? Why? See, what a young man. He has not even lived life. What happened? Jesus would have possibly, permit me to say, I know there are theologians here, please don't crucify me, would have possibly lived up to 120 years. But at a junction where he meets a dying man, he decided for love's sake to give his life so that this dying man will live. But he leaves this man with a responsibility. That's what Paul said. Nevertheless, I live. But it is not I. The I that was supposed to live my original life has been crucified. It is now Christ living in me. So actually, Jesus borrowed my body to fulfill his days. Please go and sit down. So whatever it is that Jesus' life was supposed to achieve, which on account of my sinfulness and disobedience, it was truncated, he's expecting that me, Obiora, will continue where he stopped. He didn't want to stop, but my disobedience made him stop. But yet, he desired that the purpose of God will still be accomplished. He said, okay, you go and finish what I started. So God is counting on us to fulfill his days. God is counting on us that by our life, we will complete. No wonder Paul said that he's expecting that he will be able to complete those things that remain in the suffering of Christ. He understood that Jesus would have probably suffered some more or borne some more reproach on account of the will of God. But because there was an exchange, he expects me to complete the remaining. So, by virtue of mathematics, if Jesus Christ lived 33.5 years, and he was supposed to spend 100 years, he's counting on me to complete the 69, 67 and half. Now, where does that bring a responsibility on me? He says, nevertheless, I live, but I am no more living for myself. Even though I'm alive, but the life that you are seeing me living now is actually not my life, but Christ in me. So it is actually, I am living a life that is belonging to another, whose life I cut short. So let's turn to 2 Corinthians chapter 5. Let's see what our brother Paul, or God is speaking to us through Paul. 5:14. This same love. It says, for the love of Christ constraineth us,